Our next inductee is one of the most successful individual athletes to ever don the Maccabee colors. She led the women's tennis team to a conference championship in 1999, marking only the second championship for a female team in Yeshiva University history. She went unbeaten in singles play all 4 years with an astounding record of 24-0. She completed her senior season as the #1 ranked singles player in the Skyline Conference. Also effective in doubles, of course, she went 23-1 over her career. Following graduation, she became a successful coach of the women's tennis program. Here to introduce our next honoree, Heidi Nathan, is her sister-in-law, Janine.
I have to confess that I was hoping Heidi would ask me to introduce her. This is my chance to let her know how much I adore her. Although I am older, I truly look up to her. She is so much more than an amazing tennis player. We met approximately 17, 18 years ago, and shortly after became sisters. It was extremely hard for me when she made Aliyah. However, the distance in miles has had no impact on our relationship. We can go weeks without speaking and months without seeing each other, but the love is always there. Whenever I do travel to Israel on my own, I get stopped by security. The question, do you have family in Israel, to me is yes. But when I tell them I am visiting my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, they look at me puzzled, since not many travel alone to in-laws. Heidi is the mother of 8 deliciously special children. I watch in amazement how she is able to individualize the needs of each of her kids, make sure each appointment is kept, deal with the day-to-day events, keep on top of their extracurricular activities, do homework, cook, clean, etc., and yet stay calm and collected. I am constantly learning from her. The love she has for them is apparent to all. She is an Eshet Chayil, a devoted wife, daughter, sister, and friend. Her love for tennis is innate. She recently started teaching tennis again, and when she talks about it, you see the smile on her face. Heidi, this is an honor truly deserved. Mazel tov, I love you.
By placing this jacket across your shoulders, we hereby induct Heidi Nathan into the Yeshiva University Athletics Hall of Fame. Want to wear it or just
No,
on your
you'll put it
shoulder?
on my shoulder. Thank you so much. What a huge honor it is to have been chosen to be inducted into Yeshiva University Athletics Hall of Fame inaugural class. I am truly humbled to be standing here today amongst all these talented athletes with exceptional athletic abilities and outstanding accomplishments. I am very proud to be the first inductee representing the sport of tennis. Tennis has been a love of mine since I started playing at the age of 6. I have my older brother Henry to thank for introducing me to the game. My brother went to tennis camp one summer and had a great time. The next summer, he returned to tennis camp, and I was right behind him. I had to do everything that he did. And that was that. I was sold on the sport. I played tennis all year round and started competing at age 9 in tournaments throughout the state of Texas, where my family lived at the time. I lost my first match. I beat the same girl a week later. I learned that winning is not everything, but it definitely is something. I just loved the game. I felt alive on the court and loved being in control of my every shot. It was up to me to determine the outcome of the match. I would not only compete against my opponents, but I began competing against myself to improve each and every time I stepped onto the court. I came to YU from Israel as a freshman in 1996. My family had made Aliyah while I was in high school, and after graduating, I decided I wanted to return to the States for college, and I looked no further than Stern College for Women of Yeshiva University. Yeshiva University for me was home away from home. It offered everything that I was looking for, a place where I could feel at home surrounded by students who were similar to me and to my beliefs, challenging academics in both secular and Judaic studies, an athletics department where I could compete in intercollegiate tennis play, and at that time, probably the biggest attraction was living in Midtown Manhattan. I was so excited to try out for the tennis team, probably a little too excited that I really didn't play that well in tryouts. But nevertheless, I made the team, and off I was on my college tennis career as a Maccabi. In my 4 years of playing on the YU women's tennis team, I was undefeated at #1 singles. I played #1 doubles as well and was almost undefeated, but lost my last doubles match, which also happened to be my last tennis match in my college career. I was so relieved to have just succeeded in going 4 years undefeated at #1 singles that I just couldn't get my mind into that last doubles match. After graduating from YU, I was offered to coach and teach women's tennis, and I jumped at the opportunity. For 2 years, I coached the women's tennis team in the fall and taught beginners tennis in the spring. It was a very different experience for me. I was used to being a player on the court and leading my team on the court. I was now the teacher and leading the team in a different way, from off the court by offering my tennis knowledge and experience that I had accumulated over the years. I embraced the opportunity and fully enjoyed the experience. There are a number of lessons that can be learned from tennis and sports in general. The famous line, "It's not over till it's over," to always believe in yourself and in your abilities, and to strive to be the best that you can be. I always strive to respect the game of tennis and to respect my opponents. Good sportsmanship was more important to me than winning. I try to teach my kids that it's great to win, but it's even more important to be a good, honest person and to have fun. My kids always answer me by saying, "But Ima, it's easy for you to say that. Look at all the trophies you won in tennis. You always won, so of course it's fun." I am so impressed to see how sports at YU has grown tremendously from when I was here. It's wonderful to see so many new sports teams for both men and women. It'll be exciting to see athletic records being broken and new accomplishments being made, and to see who will be joining the YU Athletics Hall of Fame, Sports Hall of Fame in the future. Thank you to all who were involved in planning for this special evening. I want to personally thank Josh Pransky, who I was in touch with by email and phone for many months prior to this evening. This evening is amazing, and it is one that I will treasure and remember for years. What a fantastic job to all who were involved. Thank you to my family and friends who are celebrating with me this evening. Those who were able to make it here tonight, and those who are celebrating with me from afar. It's so special to share these moments with people who mean the most to you. A special thank you to my Aunt Miriam and Uncle Joel. You always opened your house to me and always made me feel welcome during my years at YU. Thank you to my teammates on the women's tennis team. We supported each other and backed one another. I offer a thank you to the coach of the women's tennis team while I was playing, Evan Goldstein. Not only were you a great tennis player, you always encouraged and offered great strategy. And I must present a big thank you to my husband, Jonathan, who flew in with me from Israel for this night. Jonathan, you played an important role in my coaching and teaching at the women's tennis team. I was working 2 jobs after graduation, my full-time job at BlackRock, working as a financial analyst, and my part-time job, coaching the women's tennis team in the fall and teaching women's tennis in the spring. On Tuesdays, I would start my day as usual, arriving at BlackRock around 8:30 in the morning, and I would stay until around 8 o'clock at night. I would then jump on the train and head downtown to coach tennis. At 10:30 p.m., when all was done, you were waiting outside to drive me back home to our house in Queens. Thank you for picking me up each and every week for those 2 years that I taught and coached tennis, and for always being on time so to not make my day any longer than it already was. I want to end by wishing a very big congratulations and mazal tov to my fellow inductees. Toda rabah la'Kadosh Baruch Hu. Thank you to Hashem for bringing us all together here tonight to celebrate this momentous occasion. Enjoy the evening. Thank you. It's really a great honor to be part of the inaugural class of Yeshiva's Hall of Fame. I'm very proud to be representing, to be one of 2 women representing sports here. Very proud to be the only tennis player. YU is a fantastic university. It's a fantastic place. For me, it was home away from home. I came as a freshman in 1996 and from Israel. And I really found that YU encompassed for me the feeling of family, and in terms of education, a secular and a Judaic, fantastic education. And of course, for me, intercollegiate sports was very important, and I found that here. And I had a wonderful time here. And again, I wish congratulations to all the other inductees here. And I look forward to seeing YU athletics continue to strive, to thrive. And I look forward to seeing the next generation of Hall of Famers in the future.